Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully your day off to a great start so far. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chandler Jordan. Keeping a close eye out on the tropics as we head through the next couple of days. One disturbance moving off of the coast of Africa will be worth watching as we head into next week. But we do have two other storms that we're more concerned about. Now, thankfully, Franklin far away from the eastern seaboard, just an absolute beast deep in the Atlantic Ocean. Currently a Category 4 hurricane, which is a major hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 145 miles per hour. Franklin will continue to turn off to the north and northeast. A very close call with Bermuda, but otherwise, as it moves deeper into the Atlantic Ocean, it moves into cooler waters, and thankfully from there will begin to weaken. Now, here's the latest advisory on Tropical Storm Idalia, a strong tropical storm currently with 65 miles per hour as the maximum sustained winds within the center of circulation, and we're expected to have something, at least some form of intensification, and it could come very quickly for Idalia, especially as it moves into the very rich waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Even in the Yucatan Channel, currently sea surface temperatures are 85 degrees, and when you look at sea surface temperatures within the Gulf of Mexico, they range anywhere from 85 to near 90 degrees. So we're talking about very rich and warm waters for Idalia to work with, and unfortunately, that's some bad news, especially for Florida, because that means Idalia will be primed for intensification to occur very quickly. Noticing by Tuesday afternoon a Category 2 storm, and the latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center suggests a major hurricane at landfall within the western coast and Big Bend of Florida. Max sustained winds at 115 miles per hour, and then looking closer to Wednesday night and into the early parts of Thursday morning, we see the center of circulation in this latest forecast passing near the low country and the PD, as well as along our coastline of the Palmetto State, Columbia itself, just outside of the cone of uncertainty. But I want to say that this is going to shift here and there ever so slightly, depending on how the latest forecast guidance would suggest that Idalia continues to move. Now, closer to home, not looking too bad out there across the Midlands today. We've got some fair weather clouds in place, and once we get a little later in the afternoon, we will pick up a few thunderstorms out there, but for the most part, many of us are dry. We hit our high temperature around 4 o'clock today, which is going to be around 91 degrees. And then as we head into this evening, we keep a couple of thunderstorms around. But again, the main impacts that we're expecting from Idalia will be once we get into the latter parts of Wednesday, and especially overnight Wednesday and into the early pre-dawn hours of Thursday morning. And on our rainfall map, you can sort of see where we have the center of circulation with this system moving within a particular area. Now, if we get a stronger storm, we could certainly get more of an eastward turn, and these heavier rain amounts could shift a little farther to the south and east. But our latest forecast suggestion of guidance would say that a good portion of the Midlands at least getting a ½ inch to an inch of rain alone from Idalia. And then, of course, the farther south and east away from the Midlands, and the closer you get to the coast, the more likely the rain totals will get closer to the 2, 3, 4, and 5 inch mark. So certainly something we are watching very, very closely in the First Alert Weather Center. And I think the best news of it all, and the silver lining within this, is that regardless of how long it takes for Idalia to move through Wednesday night and into Thursday, once we get into Friday and Labor Day weekend, absolutely gorgeous out there. Idalia helps reset the atmosphere. Mid-80s Saturday, Sunday around 90 degrees. Labor Day, nothing but sunshine and low 90s. More low 90s once we get past Labor Day. We'll take a look at future casts and time out some of the showers we could see Wednesday and into Thursday coming up in just a few minutes.